Today is probably the biggest and most stressful day so far in the history of this business and this channel, because today we are launching a £200,000 collection of J.R.R. Tolkien books, first editions of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, as well as some signed books and even some items I've never seen before. It's been a long road to get here, and as you've been here for a lot of that, I'm going to take you along with me today as I explain how we get a collection like this, how we prepare it for sale, and then you'll be sitting here with us live when we release the collection to the world and see if we can sell it. Today is the 12th of February 2025, and it's exactly 1 year ago today that I started this business. I'd had my last day at work at my previous job on the Sunday, and I remember sitting at my desk that Monday morning thinking, what on earth do I do now? And one of the earliest supporters of the business, right back from those very, very early days, has become a very good friend. He is an incredibly knowledgeable collector of Tolkien books and probably knows more about them and collecting them than anybody I've ever met. Last summer, he asked me if I could sell a few of his duplicates, and you might have seen a video about those then. But now it's time to sell his collection, and to start with, I picked the 50 highlights that you can see behind me there to really make a splash. This includes first editions of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. It actually includes in this selection all of the first 5 printings of The Hobbit. There's also a signed copy of The Lord of the Rings and other signed books too, not just signed by J.R.R. Tolkien, but also by his son Christopher, his illustrators Pauline Baynes, Alan Lee and Ted Naismith, and there's a very emotive gift that Tolkien gave his son Michael. So how do we go about selling and marketing a collection like this? Well, there are 4 stages. The first thing we do once all the books are back here is we write our catalogue descriptions of them and obviously price them. The catalogue description is the written description that sits on the website where we offer books for sale, but that also comes with every book we offer for sale. So there's a printed slip when you buy a book from us that contains the catalogue description, and in the world of book selling, your catalogue description is your bond. That is its, I don't like the term certificate of authenticity, but that is what it serves as. Everything we sell is guaranteed to be as catalogued, as described. The second stage is we try and make as much content as humanly possible about the collection ahead of release day. So this goes out on YouTube, but also on both mine and Sienna's Instagram and TikTok accounts. And those videos just for this collection, and literally just in the last less than a week, I think, they've received 2 or 3 million views. So we've got this amazing collection of 50 books in front of 2 or 3 million people just in the last 7 days. And that puts us in a really, really good position to, hopefully sell those books today. The third step is we create a catalogue of the collection to present it in its best light. This is a printed catalogue, but there's also a PDF available. And this is the previous one. And it's essentially a written description with a beautiful photograph of each book in the collection that is its kind of formal presentation structure. Catalogues have been made by booksellers for centuries. It's a big part of how the trade operates, and the J.R.R. Tolkien catalogue, which I'll put a picture on the screen of now, is also available for purchase on my website. And my favourite thing about this catalogue is that my great friend Tom Rowland, who's a brilliant photographer and cinematographer, came over and took the most beautiful photographs of every single item in the collection. Those photographs aren't on my website, you can only find them in the catalogue, and they are really, really stunning. And the last step is announcing the release and actually doing the launch. And the way that we do that is through an email marketing campaign, or it's not really a campaign, it's really just one email saying, these books are now live, here's the link to the catalogue, have at it, essentially. This is going to go out at 3 p.m. UK time today, and that's really the starting pistol for the collection. They'll go up to my website literally moments before the email goes out, and we will then see what happens. So it is just before 3 o'clock, it's 10 to 3, so I am now just making those items available on my website, and I'm ready to press send on our email too, and we will pop that out, and I guess we'll see what happens. Wish me luck and wish the books luck, and I'll update you shortly. So the list has been live for literally, I sent the email 2 minutes ago, but orders started coming in before the email even went out. So there must have been people refreshing the website, waiting to see what came up, and things are out of stock already. I'll give you a quick run through, and there we are, another order has just come in as well. So just looking at the page on my website, let's see. I really need to make sure that no emails pop up with people's information, but from the first thing, so the first edition of The Hobbit, 1937, has sold. The Folio Society Hobbit, that's an order that's literally just come in this moment. The Super Deluxe edition of The Hobbit, 1987. We've got these 3 copies of Lord of the Rings, the deluxe edition in the Pauline Baynes box, the second edition 1966, and then a paperback edition signed by Tolkien. They've all gone. The Silmarillion, the Publisher's Presentation Edition, all these Silmarillion actually, Super Deluxe, Deluxe Illustrated Edition. What else? Leaf by Niggle, its first ever appearance in the Dublin Review 1945. That's gone. And is that it so far? No, there's a couple more down here by the look of it. The Old English Exodus has sold. So, and Essays and Studies 1953 looks like it has sold. So that's an incredibly quick start. I don't know how much that all adds up to, but it's probably the better part of about £50,000. But let me get back to marshalling what's going on and receiving orders, and I'll update you in a bit. But it's a really fast start, and you could hear in the background there more orders coming in by email just as that whizzed through. So I'll update you very, very shortly. So it's now 3:45, and the list has been out now for 3/4 of an hour. It's been a pretty breathless 45 minutes, to be honest with you, but one I'm incredibly pleased with and blown away by, to be honest with you. There were 50 items, so 23 of those have now sold, not even in the first hour, which is more than I could have hoped for, to be honest with you. It's a really, really strong start. In terms of value, that's about a third, between sort of a third and a half of the overall value of the items so far. So incredibly happy with that. There's still some really remarkable books available. So we'll see what happens over the next few hours. I've got to take young Rufus, my dog, who is over there looking a wee bit sorry for himself, although his tail's wagging, so that's an improvement. He's got to go to the vets in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to head over there now. That's just a little quick appointment, and then we'll be back here to fill you in on how the rest of the day's gone, how much has sold, and ultimately how much money we've made in today's launch of the catalogue? Oh, well, that's been an amazing but exhausting day. You can probably tell I'm shattered, but I couldn't be happier with how the first, and it's only really the first 3 hours, it's just gone 6 o'clock here in the UK, of this release has gone. The shelves behind me, that top shelf I've refilled with other stuff, but you can see the shelves behind me have really petered out. About half of the items have sold overall, and there's some really incredible things going off to very, very, very worthy new homes. In terms of sales, what we've been able to do, we have sold just a shade over £63,000 in J.R.R. Tolkien books in the last 3 hours, which is quite a lot. It's fair to say that's the most amount of books I've ever sold in well, not even a day, in a matter of an afternoon thus far. So that really is quite something, and I'm utterly thrilled with the result. The collector who entrusted me with his collection didn't want to be named. Sometimes you do name the collector when you're issuing a catalogue of their life's work, because that's really what book collecting is. It's someone's passion that they've given everything to for years or decades, and I just want to say to him, thank you for trusting me with these books. We've found them some remarkable new homes so far, and I can't wait to see the homes that the rest of these amazing books will go to in the coming days and weeks. I'll see you soon.